Hi everyone, welcome back. Hope all of you are doing well. And in this video, I'll be giving you some information on customer interviews. But we all know what customer interviews are. So we'll be looking at what are the main objectives of the customer interviews and also some tips in the customer interview processes. So this information is taken from the book Inspired by Marty Kagan. It's a really good book, and if you get a chance, you can always go through it, and all these information which I'm giving you is taken from this book, so total credits goes to the inspired book from Marty Kagan. Let's get into it. So the objective of every customer interview, so Marty Kagan gives these four objectives. Be it any style of customer interviewing, these are the four objectives. The first one is to know if your customers are who you think they are. The second one is to know if they have the problems you think they have. The third one is knowing how does the customer solve the problem today without any solution. And also the fourth one is what would be required for them to switch to the product or to adopt to the product or the solution you are trying to provide to them. So on overall, these are the four main objectives. So some tips in which how you can get the most outcomes of these learnings during customer interviews. The first one is you need to always have a consistent frequency in which you interview your customers. So it's suggested from the book that around 2 to 3 hours a week of interviews works well. The second one is the purpose of these customer interviews. So, always the purpose needs to be of empathizing with the customer, understanding what are their pain points, and not just, forcing them on a particular solution. The third one is to get the right people. So, usually, you want to get the right people, you want to interview the right people so that you know and you're confident that the solution you're building is for the right set of users. So, usually, you want to take these target customers who you want to interview from the customer segment that you want to provide a solution for. The fourth one is to prepare for the customer interview. You don't want to go there sitting blank and then asking and then coming up with questions just that on the top of your head or out of the blues. You want to already sit down and understand what are all the things that you need to learn or get some information from the customer. So make sure that you list down your questions and the different things for which you need clarifications. The next tip is the location. So usually now everything is, either you do it on the customers in your organization, or it's done virtually, or you can even do it at your customer's location. So most preferably it's important and it would be good if you can conduct these customer interviews in the customer's environment. Reasons for that is because you get to understand the environment. One is attendees, so who all need to be present in these customer interviews. Usually business analyst, if you're the only business analyst on the team, you can sit down along with your technical lead as well. But as recommended, the product manager, the product designer, and engineer is also required to be part of the interviews so that everyone get to know the different aspects of the problem that the customer is facing, and no one misses out any aspects of it. The next tip is the interview. So how does this interview go about? So usually we want the interview to be either formal, informal, but make sure you ask open-ended questions. So the reason why is we don't want to have leading questions, or we don't want customers to be at the spot where they feel that they don't have the opportunity to express their opinions and give feedbacks and their problems. So that's the reason why we ask open-ended questions. Advantage of open-ended questions is that you get to know more than actually what you want to know. The customers open up, and it's a very good start to get more information from customers. And the last tip is post activity. So post this customer interview, what are the activities that we look to do? So it's always good to reiterate the learnings and whatever you have understood from that customer interview. You reiterate it to your team as well as to the customers so that everyone is on the same page, and also everyone is there's a chance to rectify and clarify questions. Also, you get a chance to say you need to send out a copy of responses. So it's very important. So either if you don't reiterate the entire summary of what happened at the in the customer interview, you can send out a copy of the responses just to make sure that you have captured the right responses. So these are some tips in which you can follow for customer interviews. Personally, I have followed these and these work super well. So if you found this video helpful, please do give this a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to this channel and also do share your feedbacks. Thank you.